Okay. I got something here I want to show y'all. I kind of got a little problem. There's a craft that I started years ago. No, I said it like that in English. Probably like 2 or 3 years ago. Okay. So that's been years ago, but 2 or 3 years ago, I started doing this craft, making something. I got it laying right here. Y'all see it? It's right here. Not ready to show it y'all yet. Hang tight. So I started this about 2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember exactly when, so I'm just going to say 2 or 3 years ago. And I never did finish it. And so now I'm wanting to finish it. But I got a problem. Because what I done, I drawed out on paper what I was going to do. Okay? And I thought I had made me another list, like an actual list, and had actually wrote out in words describing what I was going to do to remind me. I went in there today in my craft corner and I looked all around in my shelves, everywhere I could think of, for that list. I feel like there's a hair on my tongue. I did not find the list. If I made one. I thought I made one. I may not have, but I thought I did. But if I did, I can't find it. And so, that means, being that it was 2 or 3 years ago, and being that I didn't make a list or can't find the list of words I wrote out, being that I just drawed it out, and being the way I draw things out, I don't write little notes about it to remind me what it is. I have forgotten what it all is. So, first off, I'm going to show you the item. What it is, I'm altering something. Okay? I'm decorating something. My words. Y'all's words are altering. Mine is decorating. I don't know. For some reason I like decorating better. For some reason y'all like altering better. Okay. Here is the item. It is a bag. A blue jean bag. I bought it at probably Michael's. I think. Might have been Hobby Lobby, but I thought it was Michael's. But it does open up, so it has a bottom. As you can see, that's the bottom. It's just folded. So it's a pretty deep, wide, bag. And as you can see, nothing is on this side yet. I was going to decorate the sides of it. Okay. Now I have a little bit on this other side, but I've not finished it. But I drawed out on paper, I drawed in my bag what I was going to do. Like on one side of my paper is one side of my bag, and I drawed what I was going to do on that side. On the other side of my paper is the other side of my bag, and I drawed what I was going to do on that side. Well, I didn't draw it all. I drawed some of it. So some of it is blank on the paper on one side, and some is blank on the paper on the other side. Now, I know I'm probably confusing y'all. Here's the other side. So first off, I've got a grid on it. A 3x3 grid of blocks. And that is done with yarn, multicolored yarn that I just glued on there. Okay? Now, and then I've got this here in this block is pipe cleaners. because you can use pipe cleaners to craft with, to make stuff with, for instance, like these flowers. So I made some flowers, different colors, with pipe cleaners, and I put 5 of them in this block. What it is, this tote bag, I had plans when I first got it, and this is, like I said, now let me back up. See, I forget to explain myself all the way like I really want to in the beginning of the video that I'm making about something. My ideal when I bought this tote bag was, this was years, well, I say years, this was 2 or 3 years probably before I really got started good with YouTube and doing my crafting videos on YouTube, this kind of crafting. Before that, I'd done other kind of crafting. I consider the kind of crafting I did childish. Since I've learned about YouTube and I've watched videos and I made me a channel and I make videos, I've watched people what they do and I've started doing those. I consider that grown up. I'm not going to say adult because people usually term that with dirty stuff, you know. So grown up crafts. But anyway, not childish. Okay, so this was going to be a tote bag that I was going to tote my craft supplies and my crafting stuff that I wanted to do in with me when I went places. So see, that would have been awfully little to hold everything that I have now. That's why I'm referring to before that was childish. It was only a little bit of stuff. Now I'm in YouTube. It's the grown-up stuff, and I have all this stuff. No way it would all fit in here. But I'm going to finish it, and I will use it. So, but my plan was that this tote bag was going to be my crafting bag with my crafting supplies and things in it that I could tote with me when I went places, or if I'm riding on a long trip or whatever. I get bored and I have to do stuff. So, I can take it with me and work on my crafts or whatnot. So I was going to decorate the bag on both sides in a grid, and I was going to put different things in each block that resembled the different kinds of crafts and hobbies that I like to do. That was my plan. Still is. Okay, so this one, like I said, is the pipe cleaner flowers. This one over here is material, old material that I just cut out circles and glued them on there. And then I've got buttons glued on the middle of those. On these I don't, and then I just have little bitty polka dots. So that resembles that I use material, I use buttons, and I can glue it on things to decorate things with. Understand? That's as far as I got with that one. And you've seen the other side. I ain't did anything with it yet. I'm making a video. You're gonna have to wait. You're not a dog. Stop scratching on the door. I can tell the difference. Well, it sounded like somebody's hand. Okay, so anyway. Now, that's my bag. Here's my paper. Okay, let me show you, this side first. Now I did. Okay, see, this is my bag. It's the square bag, and that's the handle. Now, if you'll see up here, it does say, and well, I'm trying to get where I can see it too to make sure y'all are seeing it. It says yarn grid. That's just a smiley face. But it says yarn grid. So that lets me know this side is the yarn grid, which is this, the yarn grid. Okay? Now, on this side, it says puff paint grid. So I was going to make another grid on the other side, but instead of using yarn, I was going to do it using puff paint. Okay? And let it dry. Alright, so I did that much to remind me of that, thankfully. Okay. Now here's where my problem comes in. I'm trying to get my chair situated and fixed where I can show y'all good and see it myself to make sure y'all seeing it good. Okay. So here is my bag. I'm trying to get it here. Here's my bag. Okay. So this right here is supposed to be this. So it's 4 big circles with little dots in the middle, and there's buttons on them. I had planned to put buttons on all of them. I don't know why I didn't finish that, to be honest. But anyway, or maybe I planned to finish it. I don't know. But this here is supposed to represent that. So this is supposed to be the circles. And at the time I drawed this, I really was not sure exactly what I do remember this. I was not sure exactly what I was going to do in the middle of those. So I just kind of did a little scribbling representing. At first I think I did flowers, and then I just scribbled over it. And I just told myself, when I go to do it at that time, I'll come up with something and do it. And I did, and it was the little bitty circles. But I'd planned to put buttons in the middle of all of them. I don't know why I didn't finish that. Maybe I'll finish it later. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave that like it is. I don't know. Now, here in the middle, it says, and excuse my handwriting, I love embroidery. So I have some embroidery thread. I like to embroidery. But I thought on that one in the middle that I could embroidery those words, I love embroidery, on there. So that shows that craft of embroidery I like and do. Okay, so I know that one. That's no problem. These other two, this and this, I'm looking at it. There's no words to tell me what it is. I do not remember what that represents and what it's supposed to be. I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what this is. Now, I do think that I had intended to take one of the squares and just maybe glue, and maybe that's what this one is, maybe glue a bunch of buttons on it. Does it look like those maybe have, yeah, see the little dots in the middle? That probably represents the holes in the buttons. And I was just going to glue a bunch of different colored and sized buttons in that square, just to resemble that I like buttons. And I use buttons to craft with. That's probably what that one is, and that's what I'm going to go with on that one. This one here, I need help, folks. Look at it. It's not my curly Q that I usually draw. It looks like it's a big circle, and I draw a little circle in it, and another little circle in it, and another little circle in it. But what does it represent? What is that supposed to be? If it was meant to be flowers, I feel like I would have drawn petals on the outside of that. But I didn't. And I already have these circles up here, and these flowers here, and you know, that was supposed to be for something else, but I can't remember. So, question for y'all. Look at this really good and study it. What do you think, crafting-wise, that should represent? Leave it in the comments below. Okay, now you see that there is still 1, 2, 3, 4 blank squares here that I've got to come up with something. I had never come up yet with anything for those. So I want y'all to leave in the comments below. Give me suggestions of what I can put, because I don't remember. I mean, I never did come up with anything for those. But in all of our crafting that we do, in all of the different kind of things that we make and alter, in all of the different kinds of supplies that we have and use, let me know what I could use and what kind of way I can do it to decorate it, to represent a certain type of craft or hobby that I like to do. Okay? Thank you. In the comments below. Another thing, though, too, is this one right here. That one I don't remember. It looks like it might have been some kind of bunch of little flowers, too. But why would I just keep on doing flowers, flowers, flowers? I don't know what that represents. Now, I know when I did that at the time, that it was supposed to represent something. I am sure, or I wouldn't have drawn it there. I wish I'd have made more notes, or like I said, I thought I had made a list. You know, and the list, if I'd have made a list, I thought I made a list like number 1, you know, this would be top left square and wrote what that was. Middle top square, top right square, and wrote what that was. But I can't find that list. I thought for sure I made it. Okay, on this side, this says I love yarn. I was probably going to try to fill that out with yarn, gluing it on there in the shape of the letters. This right here looks like another bunch of flowers, so maybe I was going to glue flowers on there. Or cut out paper flowers and glue them on there, because I really wasn't using flowers back then. This right here, I feel like I know what that is. I feel like this represents yo-yos with material. You know, you sew and make the little yo-yos, and I was going to make them and sew them together and put it there in the middle. I feel like that's what I was going to do there. Okay, and remember the grid is puff paint. Okay, this right here, it actually says my hobby craft bag, which is what I was going to use the bag for. But I don't know what I was going to use to write that out with. Was I going to use puff paint? It's got squiggly lines on it some way, somehow, that was supposed to represent and help me remember what I was going to use, but now I don't know. So, let me know. What do you think that represents? What should I put there? And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blank squares on that side. Let me know. Give me suggestions and ideas. What can I use and what can I put there and how can I decorate it so that I can finish my hobby craft bag. Okay? So there you go. That's it. Leave all your answers to my questions in the comments below. Like my videos, sub to me, comment. Thank you for watching. Toodaloo next time.